Hello, Aman. I'm very pleased to welcome Aman Dhal, who's the head of corporate communications for PolicyBazaar.com. He's a very, very unique communicator with an experience in not only in sports but in hardcore mainstream journalism from Economic Times. And he's done a superb and stellar job in reacting to the COVID situation. And I think we can all learn from him and the kind of properties that he has been developing, not only for Policy Bazaar, but as an independent PR professional, the chats you've been doing on LinkedIn along with Ruchika. So welcome, Aman. Very pleased to have you on the PR Moment Leadership Series.
Thank you so very much, Parul. Always a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so very much.
Aman, my first question is that Policy Bazaar during COVID has gone very strongly for an own media, in a way, an own media option. And you've done a very professional looking television show, a video podcast series. So what prompted that decision? What was the thinking behind it?
See, frankly speaking, coming from that background of journalism and having seen, how the media landscape has been evolving, there has been always this thing, we need to have a very balanced outlook in terms of how we build our brand through paid, earned and owned media. And somewhere, this thought process is something which we started working 5 years back. It's not right now that we are working on the own media. It took some time for us to obviously, strengthen these properties, be it going on the television, with the Policy Bazaar show series, or be it, the Nivesh Kar Bifikar series, which we ran on the digital side with Vivek Law, or be it, starting our own blog, which started in March this year. But actually, the work has been going on for the last 2 years on this front. So a lot of these initiatives, obviously, all came together right now, and it looks like, we did something extra right now, but actually, this is work of the last couple of years. And frankly speaking, I think, I see the media landscape changing a lot over the next 5 to 10 years. Obviously, there'll be a push towards paid media more, At the same time, I feel, those who have good stories to tell will still find their way into earned media. Having said that, you need to have your own strong media platform. And why I'm saying this is because, especially if you have a B2C venture, you need to have alternative ways to get your voice to the consumer. Today, our portal has as much visitors as a normal media website will have. So why not actually utilize it? Why not utilize it? And all they need is actually, awareness content, which is, especially in the insurance landscape, whatever said and done, howsoever you might educate, still people want to know more. When the moment of truth comes, which is, be it on the claim side or be it when they want to purchase a policy, they're running towards whatever sources they can to gather that information. And frankly speaking, thanks to the advent of internet and thanks to, the fact that people want to research on their own, people don't trust whatever someone might tell them. So they always want to go through multiple sources to actually make that decision eventually.
No, that's true. It's you were addressing many pain points for customers to have reliable, credible information from sources they trust, and yet you're getting your brand voice out. So all in all, it's a win-win for a situation for a communicator to be in. And like you rightly said, something I think which I'd like to ask you more about. These are not things which emerge as a reaction overnight. So could you share some of the planning that went into these properties and some tips when you're planning these for a communicator audience?
See, basically, as far as the television is concerned, we actually started with owning that branded content piece in television very early. And these, when I'm talking about 2011-12. And we had pretty much a very decent success when the brand was far more smaller for us. So somewhere those learnings were there in terms of the engagement, the organic engagement that we could gather from back then. So obviously, what we have done over the years is, how can we ensure that it is a two-way communication? How can we ensure that the content becomes more consumer friendly? When I say more consumer friendly, we have more and more questions of consumers coming and we are addressing the same. People today can research on their own. People don't want to listen to the gyan. People actually want either very, very personalized content or, people want very, very specific addressal to their queries. And that's what our prerogative is when we are actually planning content for these shows. How can we make sure that while we are doing leadership PR, but we are ensuring that we are doing actually very consumer centric, product PR, which is, focusing on the pain points of the consumers, answering their queries. So for instance, I'll just give you an example. We just hosted this consumer education series, which is on ongoing one, Nivesh Kar Befikar. So the whole idea of the 40-minute chat was, after the 5-7 minutes of initial discussion, the next 33 minutes, we wanted to take as many questions as possible. And you won't believe, the first time, the number of questions were around 40-50. Then second time, it was around 100. 100 questions, a lot of questions, right? So people have queries. People have queries and they want them to be addressed by experts. And again, that's what the whole mindset is. First time we, again, I think got around 340 registrations, and second time it was around 700. I haven't seen such kind of registrations going on for webinars. So obviously insurance is one piece where, education is paramount. People want to know. And right now, especially maybe more, because the first time the industry is seeing pull, it has been always a push driven product, but first time consumers really want to know more about it. First time consumers want to buy insurance on their own. There is like, they are being pushed to buy insurance, which is something obviously Policybazaar has been working on from the last 10 years. But again, obviously there have been milestones where this has got progressed. So yeah, I think in terms of, if I come back to, in terms of planning, again, I think it's more about listening to the ground, listening to who your audience is, somewhere, more and more what we have found interacting with our audience, by doing some dipsticks or by doing, speaking to them, that they want those addressal of queries. And that's how we have gone about creating these shows, or be it, the owned media, where it's more about also somewhere, projecting our leaders as truly, public faces. See, the thing is, like, there is a larger success story of Policybazaar PR team in creating a lot of public faces. There is no one spokesperson here. There are multiple spokespeople. And you would agree, Parul, it's not easy, when a media person says, I only want to speak to Yashish, right? Or I only want to speak to the founder. I'm not going to take anybody else's quote. So I think a lot of credit goes to the team in ensuring that we have multiple spokespeople. And also, this is somewhere a product of ensuring that we have been able to create that kind of content for these leaders, that they are seen as experts today. So yeah.
Kudos, I think, to the team, and it's all being done in house, which is also something which is unique to a company like Policybazaar, to do all the PR actions in house. And so, are you still not working with an outside PR firm, or has that?
Not yet. We have a consultant for regional PR bit, but somehow this has worked really well for us so far. Let's see. Again, I think I'm not saying that we might not need an agency in the future. Things are changing, dynamics are changing. The company is becoming bigger. But having said that, so far, so good.
So far, so good. So to come back to the engagement that you saw for the query-led piece with Vivek Law that you're doing. So is this in a way the new type of customer engagement in terms of post-COVID? I mean, it's in a way PR has entered direct customer engagement with series like these.
So basically, again, I think somewhere PR cannot work in a silo, in the sense, see, again, like, what's the definition of PR? It's always open to discussion. But having said that, again, I think I would say, in the larger subset of communication, we are somewhere doing business communication. We are somewhere doing product communication. Really, depends on the ask of the organization from the department, and that's how you expand. So coming back again, I think really depends on the organization. In our case, that's a frontier that we are working on right now. How can we ensure that we get more and more into that customer engagement piece? So for instance, on the app side, in the sense, we are working on a couple of pieces to ensure that the content that we are producing on the blog is right now, going in multiple pieces, be it our app, be it on the website. There's going to be a fold on the main website of the blog. So, existing customers want content all the time to refresh their knowledge. So for instance, you might have bought a policy. I might throw up some kind of a game or a survey for you to just understand your knowledge of, do you know your policy? Right? There might be a 5 set of questions which are checking with you. Okay, do you know your policy? Or, do you know the claims process? Right? So people, again, like, you're trying to gamify, through survey driven approach and engaging with that consumer and ensuring that he just gets one step higher in terms of his knowledge on insurance. And that's what you want ultimately. That's how you're actually taking up the job of the customer service person also from the beginning. Right? A more aware customer is a lesser pain point for a customer service team. At the same time, again, it's an evolving process. Something we are doing is not unique, I would say, but yeah, maybe the communication team being involved might be unique for the industry.
Yeah, but it's interesting that how the role of PR is evolving in so many directions during COVID, and customer engagement is certainly one of them. So how has brand building changed in terms of what are the brand asks, reputational asks which have changed for you in terms of post-COVID requirements, or have they changed at all?
See, frankly speaking, not much. It's the same role. I think the brand has been somewhere. It is now built in the sense, you don't have to work that much harder for, say, if I have to talk about from a PR perspective, it's not very difficult to get a story done today. In the sense, there is a pull. Once you become a unicorn, media wants to, know more about your company, right? At the same time, it's more consumer driven. How can we ensure that the right messaging is going from time to time? Be it, for instance, very simple things. I'll just give you an example. When Corona happened, the major queries that came from the consumer side was, is Corona covered in a normal policy?
Yeah.
Those are the majority of the questions. And that's what we have tried to ensure that the brand messaging is all about. Right? Or telling them, why wait for a catastrophe to happen and then buy a policy? And actually, that is also not great for the insurance industry to come up with that kind of products. These things need to be bought earlier. But yes, obviously, the industry has done really, really well to come up with products. And India is a very unique country that way. They are coming up with products after a catastrophe has happened, after a pandemic has happened. And they're trying to help the consumer side. And I think a lot of credit goes to the regulator as well. But having said that, is a 1 lakh cover enough for you to be, protected, secured? No. 2 lakh cover? No. We know that the healthcare inflation is on a higher side. You need higher covers. And today there is a plan like a 1 crore cover available, which is available at a cost of 10 to 15 lakh. And that's the beauty of insurance landscape, where so much innovation has happened that today a coverage for 1 crore product is available at a similar pricing of a 10 lakh to 15 lakh cover.
Which is a massive innovation.
Yes. And again, I think for us, again, like from a brand perspective, that is the messaging all about, be it the business messaging, from the sense of, say a price rise is imminent on the term insurance side. A lot of, media starts talking about the fact that, okay, this might be led by the fact that the pandemic has happened. So maybe there are deaths, but these are all speculation. For us, we want to clarify, the mortality rates are going up. It's a demand which is coming from the reinsurer side. So it has nothing to do with pandemic. So for us, awareness is something which is our job all the time. And I think that will continue to grow because again, my brand might have grown bigger in terms of valuation, in terms of the number of transactions. But again, insurance penetration is still 3 to 5% of this country. So there is still a lot of things to be done. And I think for us to do those boring things of education, is something I think still required for the next 5-10 years. We need to be just consistent, disciplined in ensuring that maybe in different ways we are sending that message. Maybe it is becoming more situation specific, but again, the messaging remains same, compare before you buy, buy insurance for insurance, basically insurance for protection, don't mix your investment and insurance. So those themes remain the same for us.
What is your experience in the post-COVID world? How do you see your own role as a corporate communication head evolving?
See, the thing is, again, I think the role stays the same. We are the somewhere the spokespeople for the brand, ensuring that the positive, we are ensuring that the brand is seen in a high regard. It is seen as trustworthy, credible. Having said that, obviously, the pieces are growing. The pieces are growing. As I mentioned again, like there are a lot of demands coming from different functions. Earlier, it was more we were working very closely with the business function, but today we are working very closely with very different subsets of within the organization, be it public
Such
policy,
as? Okay. Okay.
be it public policy. That is something which we started work in the last 2 years actually. Uh, right now, again, I think there has been an acceleration in terms of the demands. They want the content to be there quickly. You are seen as content expert. You are seen as somewhere who knows how to ensure that the content is seen not as a push, but seen as a pull. In the sense, you have that kind of an understanding on the content part, that you are thinking from an ecosystem perspective, not generally pushing a business agenda. In the sense, I think you'll get it what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Basically, that integration part is
Yeah.
very important, and that is something obviously different functions might not be able to understand. They would simply say, okay, this is the ask, right? Obviously, you are the one who knows how to weave that content in a way that it is somewhere speaking on behalf of the industry,
Yeah.
right? Not only for the brand, right?
Yeah.
And that is where
Yeah.
again your role comes in. So as I mentioned again, like from customer service perspective, from product perspective, from say someone who is owning an app, he wants more content, so that he can engage that customer. So all those asks are coming, and they are coming very fast. In the sense, I want a video in the next week. I want this in the next 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
again, somewhere this pandemic obviously has made everyone accelerate a bit more,
Yeah.
right? Somewhere, even if the organization might have given them security in terms of that you are safe, we are growing. There is nothing to be worried about. But still, people on their own are a little anxious. So everything which comes in, people want to do it nicely. People want to do it in time. People want to do it very quickly. At the same time, again, I think the sanity will come in the next couple of months. Things are returning back to normal. Right now, everything looked abnormal, so there has been a rush, and I think you will understand what I'm talking about very much.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been like being on a roller coaster, like a roller coaster you can't get off actually in a hurry. So, but it's been very accelerating as well to deliver the new content challenges. I'm fully with you on that. So, one final question, Aman, before we wind up this very interesting conversation. Personally, have there been any learnings from you for the last 4 months, which you feel you would carry with you going forward at work or at home?
I think last couple of months have given me a lot of time to sit back and look at what I have done in the last couple of years. In the sense, you were always on the road. In the sense, you were in and outside the office. You being somewhere the spokesperson for the company, managing external relationships and internal relationships. There was a lot of time spent on the road, and somewhere this little time, which you've been able to look back at things, what was happening, you were able to assess far more deeply things. And I think also somewhere more empathy has come in. This in the sense, when things happen like this, more empathy has come in, and I'm saying not because the situation is such, right? But because of you've been able to sit back and look at things. Maybe at the same time, while you were rushing towards things, you never thought you need to really check on your person, right?
Yeah.
Things were on the road, and actually, I think no one also at that time cared about it as well. But I think people expect that as well right now. It's not
Yeah.
only you want to be empathetic in your communication, but also I think that the everyone expects that, be it from the top or be it from the bottom. Everyone
Yeah.
expects, and I think that is far more important right now. And I think somewhere, this will help all of us evolve as professionals. I think this is something will stay with us for the next couple of years, I think, for sure, till we again evolve. But I think it has been a good period for assessment, sitting back and looking at things, which I feel, I don't know about others, you do that all the time. Maybe, you will look back at the year, you will look back at the quarter, but I think I got a chance to look back at my 5 years. Yeah.
That's thank you so much, Aman, for joining us, and a fascinating insight. You made insurance sound interesting, which is and I've learned something new, that there are new products available which will help me look at escalation of health costs and yet be able to get a coverage at a cheaper rate. So I've learned something new. It's been a very interesting conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Aman Dhal, the head of corporate communications at PolicyBazaarGroup.com. Thank you, Aman.
My pleasure, Parul. Lovely speaking to you.